All right, in this video, I'm going to share with you content that is content advice, suggestion, whatever, for those people who are without a job. Now, this video will specifically be based for people who are looking for jobs in Dubai, UAE, but you can also use it for people who stay in the Middle East. Now, obviously, you'll ask yourself, why isn't it applicable for people who are unemployed in, let's say, India or Pakistan or Canada or Australia, USA? Um, I cannot give you a one size fits all for all these countries because if you're unemployed, let's say in some of the countries in the West, you can get, unemployment benefits. You can get assistance. You can get some form of compensation. Like United States, they even have food stamps. But in India, they don't have any of such um, perks, benefits, or support structure in place. And then on top of that, if you compare an Indian living in the Middle East, if you don't have a job, means you don't have a visa. So that is different from being in India. So that is why I just want to be clear that this video is primarily for people who are based in Indians, Pakistanis, Sri Lankans, whatever, who are based in Dubai, UAE, specifically the Middle East. But you would see some overlapping bits of, say, ideas, suggestions, which can be useful where you work also. But overall, I can assure you this much, it'll offer you value. Okay, let's start. Uh, this, I'll obviously not give you the identity of the person, but I'll give you a background so you understand where I'm coming from. This is an Indian lady who has been based in Dubai, UAE for a couple of years, a single parent. Um, and she has, being a single parent, you have the duties of taking care of a child. So that comes with certain degree of challenges, like you have to drop the child to school, or you have to pick up the child after school finishes, or you have to make sure that after school the child is goes to a kind of a nursery or place where the child can interact or be taken care of. Okay, and it also depends on the age. Is a child you know uh, 6 years, 10 years, or is a child independent in high school, 14, 15 years old? Okay, so this lady, she has two, three children, I think. I'm not too sure. And she takes her job as a mother very seriously. She looks after her family back home, which is very typical of Indians. And she also looks after the children and their education. Like after she comes back home, she checks, what did you study? So she's a good mother. She's a good role model. She is a person who takes work seriously. And in terms of her work, out of whatever I had interacted with her, she is not the type who will take her smartphone and waste time, chat with her boyfriend. She has crossed all that. She just goes to work, focuses on work, and that's about it. Um, Now, the question is, why is she without a job? Okay, she's into her line of work is more into the finance or accountancy stream. And as far as I can recollect, she has taken projects independently. She's a chartered accountant. Um, she has experience. She has worked under the CEO of the company, and she blazed through the time when COVID was there by making sure that she worked remote. So she is a very responsible and mature individual. Now, the question begets, if the person is so good, the person is a chartered accountant, the person has experience, plus the person has good references, why is this person not getting a job? Um, and I can tell you this is a common factor for many of you. Why you're not getting a job is, one, I'm not talking about her, but I'm talking in general. There are various factors. One is maybe your salary expectations are way too high. Like, for example, if everybody is asking, I'm just giving you an example, everyone is asking $1,000, 1,000 US dollars for a salary. Let's say this is for a basic accountant, basic, okay? A basic accountant, not college fresher, uh, with at least 5 years ago. Say if you're a fresher, let's say maybe $700, 500 to $700. Say you have 2 3 years experience or 5 years experience, $1,000. Basic qualification, basic experience. Now, if you have a chartered accountancy, so you are upgrading yourself to a higher level, so you can charge $1,500, and then you have experience being a chartered accountant in UAE, then you can charge $2,000. And then let's say you have taken up leadership positions. Okay, you're not just an accountant; you are like an accounts manager, and you manage a couple of people, and you negotiate with the banks, you fix terms of credit, you go for customer meetings. So there, you have taken multiplicity of roles. So maybe you can charge $3,000, and then if let's say you worked directly under the CEO of the company, and the CEO trusts you so much, like you're not only an accounts manager, you're like a uh, you know like they give you a designation chief financial officer, or the kind of a director kind of a role. Okay, even though they call you finance manager, when the owner is in India or Philippines, or gone for a holiday somewhere, you're taking charge of the entire company. You're managing people, managing salaries, managing the marketing, the sales, giving reports. So then maybe you can charge $5,000. Okay, so I've given you kind of the various slabs. So you need to ask yourself, which slab do you belong? Obviously, from $500, I've given you to $5,000. Okay, so which slab? Generally, people have the tendency to ask for the highest salary they can. So let's say you are getting $1,000, you would want $1,500. It's human nature. You would say, why should I ask for a lesser salary? I have expenses, inflation every year, rent is increasing every year. This, my purchasing power is reduced. Grocery shopping has become so expensive. And, traffic, and, there is more salik now. So instead of $1,000, you're expecting $1,200, but you'll ask for 1,500. It's very normal. If you're getting 2,000, you'll ask 2,500. But here is the conundrum. Here is the problem. You as an employee, you want more salary, and you want uh, to cover your expense and live a good life, have savings. And also because, like this lady, she has children. School fees has increased. Transportation has increased. The nursery where she puts her children increased. Tuition fees has increased. So she is, the savings is reducing, purchasing power is reducing. So obviously from 1,000, she wants 1,500. But now here the problem is the owner of the company. You might think, oh, the owner is making millions. He has to give me a salary increase. Now, the owner, you are only one. The owner is thinking, I have not just her, I have 10 or 20 other people. Okay, 20 other people. Now, the government has increased visa charges for all of them. My rent, warehouse, or my office rent has doubled. Um, I have new competition. Before, I had 100 customers who are buying my products. Now, because of competition, there are 80. And the 80 who are there, now they are asking for discount. They are asking for better pricing. They are asking for, better credit facility. So before I had cash in hand, but now they are asking me for a PDC, post-dated check. So instead of getting money this month, I'll get it after 3 months. And then You also have issues and problems if there is one bad customer, one default payment, one bounce check. So, where you had money coming in for the month to pay the salaries, now you don't have any money coming in. You're like, oh, sheesh, where will I get the money? Um, Even if I get a customer, the customer is not going to give me money right now. Money is going to come after 1 week, 2 week, 1 month. So then maybe he'll have to borrow. He'll have to borrow on interest. Maybe he'll have to borrow from the bank. Maybe he'll have to break his fixed deposit. Maybe he'll have to take money from his savings. So, because I'm in touch with owners as well as employees, I understand the dynamics of all this. So, it's a it's it's a struggle between two camps: the the employee, and the employer. Both are fighting, and they want to work together as a team. She needs the job to feed her family and take care of herself. He needs employees with experience so that he can focus on the running of the business and not worry about replacing and getting new staff, because even getting new staff is such a bloody headache. If you get a new staff, you don't know whether they're good or bad, lazy, or whether you'll agree with their personality. Maybe they are just working, they just impressed you with the interview questions. They got the job, but now they're searching for another job. Maybe he will leave after a few months, and then you'll be like, oh, sheesh, I have to repeat the same process again. So there are so many challenges. Okay. Now, obviously, you can't worry about the businessman. You're not there to feed him. You're not there to feed his family. Yes, you're there to contribute your skills and work for him. But if he makes millions tomorrow, he's not going to give you millions as bonus. Okay. So you have to take care of yourself and your family. You're worried about your best interest. And if you get a better job, you'll say, and a better salary, you say bye bye to him. He also, on the same hand, he'll be like, okay, I'm paying her $2,000. If I get two new employees, 1,000 each, and they can do better job than her, why should I have her? So, both the sides, they think. But replacing people, not easy. Now, what has happened, or what happened with her, is due to various reasons: business going up and down, companies closing down, competition. She, I don't know. I'm being honest with you. I can't recollect whether she resigned or she left, because I deal with so many people. So either she resigned or she left, and she decided, I will hunt for a better job, which is her right. And she wants to give not only herself but her children a better quality life. But now here's the problem. She has qualification, she has experience, she has the know-how of the UAE market, but she is a single parent. She wants to spend time with her children. She wants to check their books. She wants to check their education. She wants to be at least a mother who's there. Others, you have children whom you never see whole day. You come back home and they're sleeping. It doesn't work that way. So her preference is working a straight shift, not 8 to 1 and then break, and 4 to 7 after 3 hours. Like, where will she go for 3 hours? What will she do? And a business in Dubai, they always think, 1 to 4 is break. Everyone's taking a break. Why should I pay the staff during a break when nobody's working? So she's searching for a straight shift, and she would prefer 5 days a week, 2 days being a holiday. Even though UAE says we work only 5 days a week, nobody works 5 days. They work 6 days. Sometimes they work 7 days based on your target. And even though you get paid for 8 hours a day, that is the agreement, with 1 hour being a break. Like if you work in Europe, after like 8 hours, in the 8 hours, after I think 4 hours, after the fourth hour, no, before the fourth hour, you work 3 hours, 45 minutes with a 15-minute break. And then there is, like, you work for the next 3 hours, and you get a 45 minutes break. That's how it is actually placed. They play around by putting the break in between. So you actually work for 7 hours. And if you work more than the required number of hours, there's overtime, 1.5 times the salary. Okay. But here in UAE, nobody offers that. They'll tell you you work 8 hours, but they'll make you work 12 hours. They'll make you work 14 hours. Employers will give you the bullshit. Yeah, you finish your work, you go home. No, the why you want to sit. But does work ever finish? Work never finishes. I have yet to meet a single employee. I've yet to meet a single employer who would tell me, yeah, we finished all the work. There's no work. We can just go home. No, there's always a new target. There's always a new project. There's always a new customer. Even sales, if you achieved your sales for the month, it's not that you go and sleep and warm your ass and cuddle up in a bed and watch a movie. You're worried about the next month. That's why they call it a rat race. So for her, she wants decent job that pays a decent salary. She's not expecting sun, moon, and stars, but at least the standard. But she's also expecting straight shift, and she's also expecting 5 days a week. Now, she's not expecting the sun, moon, and stars. She's not asking anything not so reasonable. So, what is the problem? The problem is the influx of excess number of people who have come into the market for jobs. Excess. See, before, let's say, for example, if you applied for a job, I'm just giving an example. You applied for a job and there are only 10 candidates, the right candidate. I'm not talking of those who are not qualified, freshers, or those who are trying their luck for any job. 10 qualified candidates. Okay, so you get to choose, and your competition is 1 between 10. But just imagine a scenario if it becomes 1 where you compete with 20 people. So your chances become less. And then if the more number of people apply, the more lesser your chances of, forget going for an interview, even being noticed. Okay. Now just imagine, before I told you, 1 out of 10 people who applied, only 10 people applied, you can choose 1. But what if 100 people applied and most of them were good? Your chances of even being noticed are gone. And now just imagine a situation where if you put an ad in the paper and 4,000 people apply, not an exaggeration, 4,000 people. What do you think are the chances of being noticed? If 1 in 2, yeah, you can notice both the people. 1 in 4, you can still notice. But when it goes more, it becomes harder. And then on top of that, to stand out, people know, okay, I can make a resume rebrand. I can master the interview skills. And people even try desperate measures. Like, what do I mean by that? If they know this company has a vacancy, they will actually go stand outside the company and personally hand over the resume to the receptionist to give it to the decision maker. Or they will wait until office hours are closed. When everyone's coming out, they will try to figure out who's the person to give it to. Or if 8 o'clock the office opens, they'll come there at 7 in the morning, stand at 7:30 just to be noticed. And, the owner looks at him and is like, oh, who's this guy? And in the evening, he's still standing there. So the owner is like, who are you? Why you come here? Tell me. Oh, sir, my CV. So people try that. Then we also have people who use contacts, connections, Vasta. Okay, my best friend's cousin works in this company. So I'll ask my best friend, say, listen, man, I need help. Can you speak to your cousin in the company, please? So my best friend is, hey, no problem, man, of course. Hey, Shirley, listen, this guy is my closest best friend. Just please, I request you, just put this CV in front of the owner. So Shirley will say, okay, let me speak to the manager. Manager is very close to me. Then the manager goes, okay, let me check with the secretary. She and I have had interaction. He goes to the secretary of the main decision maker and tells the secretary, please, this is a family member of mine. I would appreciate if you at least put the CV in front of him. And finally, the owner, one day when the owner comes in or the big boss. He comes in, Shirley, do you have a, he asks his secretary, is there any mail, anything I have to look at? Yes, sir, these are the things. By the way, sir, can you check this CV out? Like, CV for what? So there's accounts position. So this person is come from someone that I know. Oh, okay. Do you think the person's good? Yeah. So people do all these things, which is known by everyone. Contacts, connections, vasta. My thing is falling. Contacts, connections, vasta, desperation. So all these factors come into play. And then the worst of the worst in this whole thing, okay, the worst of the worst is when everyone is asking $1,000 salary, for example. Let's say everyone is asking $2,000 salary. And then this guy goes for an interview. Out of 100 people, these top five are chosen, or top three. Let's assume top five or top three are chosen for the final interview. And I meet candidate number one. Yes, sir, I want 2,500. You offered 2,000, but I need 2,500 because I'm qualified. I'm a chartered accountant. I'm okay, fine. Next one. So I need 2,250. Third guy, sir, I want $2,000. He goes flat. Then the next guy comes, but he's not very confident. Sir, if you give me $2,500, I'll be very happy. So the owner wants to play a game. He said, okay, you're 2,500. Okay. Next guy. Finally, after taking 2,000, 2,500, 2,200, 2,000, 2,000, he decides, okay, I have more or less people in the same range. Let me play a game. If I can save 2,000, if I can save 2,000 per month, after 10 months, I've got 2,000 extra salary. I have a savings extra salary. So I have to only spend for 11 months, 12th month, I can just pay that salary. Or this the fixed overheads, which is salary, which is the biggest one. If I have 10 employees and each one I save 1 month's salary, I'm a businessman. I've saved 10% cost. Or he thinks to himself, I can give it even as a bonus. That is how businessman thinks. So then he'll call all those five candidates and say, give me your last final price. You want 2,500. I have this candidate who is ready to work for 1,800. You tell me yes or no. And sometimes he'll give you the bullshit. My budget is only 2,000. I'm pushing it. I can afford. If you say 1,800, I'll give you the job right now. But 2,000, there are five candidates. I'll have to think. So the first guy will be, no, sir, 2,500 is what I expect. 2,300 is the last, but I can't go below that. Sir, 2,000 also, I'm not too sure, They'll say, okay, think about 1,800, sir. No, sir, I can't work. First guy. Second guy wanted 2,200. I'll pay you 1,800. If you say yes, I give you the job right now. 2,000, I have to think. That guy wanted 2,200. Oh, if I give up $200, maybe I have a chance for the job. Others no. Okay, sir, let me think about it. I'm not too sure. Okay, so second guy, that. Third guy wanted 2,000. Okay, he wanted 2,000. And he said he's ready to take up the job. So the owner knows this guy wants 2,000. Maybe play. See, listen, I'll be frank with you. I advertise for 2,000. Almost all the candidates, this is what the owner said, all the candidates are asking 2,000 or less than that. If you say 1,500, I'll give the job right away. See, it's gone even lower. No, sir, 1,500 I can't do, sir. 2,000 was okay. Sir, last I can agree if you say 1,800. So the guy took the bait. He said 1,800, which is... So the owner doesn't jump the gun. It doesn't show excitement. Others, the candidate will think, oh shit, did I make a mistake? He said, oh, okay, let me think about it. Give me 24 hours. So now out of the five candidates, one nailed. The guy who's not sure, Sir, if you give me 2,500, I'll be able to take care of my family. And he's not confident. You'll tell him, see, boss, listen, I like you. I want to give you the job. Okay, want to. But I found one guy who's more smarter than you, more educated than you. He is not only chartered accountant, he has done project management, he has done this, and he wants your salary. Same. You ask 2,500, he's asking 2,000. Why should I give you when he has more experience than you? He has 10 years more experience than you, plus he has recommendations, references. I'll tell you what. You agree 1,500, I'll give it to you. Now, why did he say 1,500? He has a 1,800 guy. Oh, no, sir. No, sir. Sir, please, sir. Okay, then it's up to you. You don't want the job. You'll have to work and search in the sun, and maybe nobody will offer you a job, and you know, then you lost this opportunity also. So the guy has fear because he doesn't have confidence. Okay, sir, let me think about it, sir. Last price, how much, sir? Last, how much? 1,500. Sir, please, 1,800, sir. Right. You tell me your last, you think about it and get back to me. So now he has two. And the final candidate, he says, who's maybe ready for any salary. Sir, what is the last you can? Sir, I want the job, sir. Please, sir. I'm ready to work for anything. Okay, tell you what. Um, I'll give you, I'll give you, I will give you family status. I'll give you free accommodation. Free means bed space. I'll give you transportation, and I'll give you training and development that will make you like a senior guy. And sure, I'll increase your salary. You accept for 1,000, 1,000. Okay. I have another guy. Both of you I'll train, and one day you'll be a manager. Now, last guy, he doesn't need him. So he has thrown the most ridiculous salary. So the first two candidates, he knows he cannot get at his price. Next two, he knows he can get 1,800 save salary. Last guy, he knows if he can bully him, he'll get at 1,000. This is how all the owners play games. This is the mind games that they play. See, how I know all this is because I've been with the owners, I've sat down with the owners, I've been in negotiations, I've been in um, taking people from Philippines, India, Nepal, Pakistan, Bangladesh. I know how these games work. And I've always told people, remember, you are not, you know, it's you're not irreplaceable. You can be replaced. You're not indispensable. You can easily find someone better than you. So the question is, why should they take you? So yeah, this is what I wanted to tell you. See, it's a game. It's a game of cat and mouse. Don't misunderstand me. I'm not saying that. Listen, you just agree whatever they say. No, because you're working. If you're not happy, you can't work. I would just say, think like a business person. Think smart. A bird in hand. Bird in hand means you have an offer in hand and you start working is better than two in the future. Okay, they'll promise you a salary, they'll promise you this, that. So you grab what you have, okay? Grab what is available, put your foot through the door, at least you're working, at least some salary is coming in, at least something is happening. And then while you're working, you check for another job. Because remember, sitting at home and not being paid anything is much more worse. We live in a dog eat dog world. You might as well do whatever it takes to survive. I'll just conclude by telling you this. Look, we all have bills to pay. We all have struggles. We all have challenges. There's no one size fits all. It's all about a struggle. Figure out ways and means to survive and thrive. Okay? Bend and play with the rules. Bullshit where you have to do whatever it takes. And as you keep trying, no? As you keep trying and going on, eventually you'll find what you're looking for. It may not be perfect, but it'll be better than not having a job at all. We live in a day and age where you're judged by your looks, your appearance, your sex, your religion, the benefits that you offer, so many things. To do whatever it takes to survive. That's all I can tell you. Because I've been in this industry for nearly 20, 25 years. That's all I can tell you. All right. Anyway, good, bad, ugly, feel free, comment down below. I hope this video gave you some insights. And like I tell everyone, it's survival of the fittest. Do whatever it takes and live for another day. All right. You guys take care. This is me signing off.